Hello, my friend. Have you ever found yourself sitting quietly, maybe with a cup of tea like this one, and wondered, what will my days look like when I'm 80 or beyond? It's a question many of us tuck away, isn't it? We might brush it off with a laugh or tell ourselves, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. But here's the thing. Understanding what lies ahead isn't about worrying. It's about empowering ourselves. So today, let's pull up a chair and talk honestly about life after 80. Not to frighten you, but to prepare you. Because knowledge, as they say, is the best companion we can have on this journey. Now, I want to be clear. This isn't a conversation about limitations. It's about awareness. It's like checking the weather before a walk. If you know rain's coming, you'll grab an umbrella. And with that umbrella, you can still enjoy the fresh air, smell the wet earth, and maybe even splash in a puddle or two. So let's talk about the realities we might face after 80. Not so we can dread them, but so we can meet them head on. The first reality is one we've all felt whispers of, even now. Our bodies change, and they keep changing. You've probably noticed it already. Maybe your morning walk takes a bit longer, or your hands don't grip the jar as firmly as they once did. After 80, these changes often become more pronounced. But here's what's crucial to remember. Slowing down doesn't mean stopping. Let me tell you about my Aunt Clara. At 85, she's had 2 knee replacements and needs a magnifying glass to read her mystery novels. But every Sunday, without fail, she hosts a card game for her neighbors. She's swapped her 5-mile hikes for gentle laps around her garden, and you know what? She still grows the most vibrant roses on the block. The secret isn't fighting these changes. It's dancing with them. That might mean doing chair yoga instead of your old jogging routine. It could be using a grabber tool to reach that top shelf. Or maybe it's simply giving yourself permission to rest when you need it. These aren't losses, my friend. They're adaptations. And every adaptation is a victory because it means you're still in the game. Now, the second reality is tougher to talk about. Independence shifts. There may come a day when driving after dark feels uncertain, or balancing the checkbook becomes overwhelming. This one stings, doesn't it? We've spent decades being the ones others rely on, the problem solvers, the caregivers. Letting someone help us can feel like losing part of ourselves. But let me share something my grandfather told me when he turned 90. He said, asking for help isn't weakness. It's how we make room for love. Take medications, for example. My friend Edna used to forget hers occasionally until her granddaughter set up one of these simple pill organizers. Now, their weekly refilled chats have become something they both cherish. That's the beautiful flip side of this reality. Connection. Allowing others to help doesn't diminish you. It creates space for new kinds of relationships. Maybe it's accepting rides to the grocery store and discovering your neighbor shares your love of old jazz records, or hiring a handyman and finding out he's full of stories about his travels in Italy. Here's what I want you to hold on to. Independence isn't about doing everything alone. It's about choosing how you live. That might mean moving to a single-story home so you don't worry about stairs. It could involve asking your daughter to double-check your insurance paperwork. These aren't surrenders. They're smart, strategic choices that keep you steering your own ship. Now, these first 2 realities, The physical changes and the shifts in independence. They're significant, but they're not the whole story. In fact, they're just the beginning of understanding how we can not only face life after 80, but thrive in it. Because here's the truth, no one says enough. With every challenge comes opportunity. An opportunity to grow wiser, to deepen relationships, and to find joy in ways we never imagined. So, let's keep walking this path together, shall we? There's more ground to cover, and I promise we'll take it one steady, compassionate step at a time. You know, when I was younger, I used to think growing old was like climbing a mountain. The higher you go, the more you can see. But these days, I realize it's more like tending a garden. Some plants thrive, others need extra care, and every season brings new surprises. So let's keep tending to this conversation, shall we? Let's talk about two more realities that often shape life after 80. Realities that might feel thorny at first, but can bloom into something meaningful if we nurture them. The third reality is one that catches many of us off guard. Social circles shrink, and loneliness can creep in. Now, this isn't just about losing friends, though that's part of it. It's about the quiet moments when the phone doesn't ring as often or when the house feels too still. My neighbor Frank, a retired teacher, told me last year, "I never thought I'd miss the sound of a school bell." But here's the thing, loneliness isn't inevitable. It's a signal, like a little red flag saying, "Hey, let's try something new." Take Martha, a viewer like you who wrote to me last month. After her husband passed, she spent months feeling adrift. Then, on a whim, she signed up for a pottery class at her local senior center. Now, at 82, she's making mugs she calls lopsided masterpieces. And she's found a whole new group of friends who don't care about perfection, just laughter. That's the key here. New connections don't replace the old ones. They honor them. Every person we meet carries a bit of those we've loved, if we let them. And let's not forget technology. Yes, even for us. My cousin Helen, who's 84, resisted video calls for years. "I'd rather see people in person," she'd say. But when her grandson moved overseas, she learned to use a tablet. Now, they have tea time every Sunday, screen to screen. She even sends him voice messages with jokes she hears at bingo. It's not the same as a hug, but it's a bridge, and bridges keep us connected. Now, the fourth reality is one we don't discuss enough. Financial realities tighten. Fixed incomes, rising costs, unexpected medical bills. It can feel like walking a tightrope. I remember my friend Lou, a proud man who worked hard his whole life, telling me through tears that he'd had to ask his son for help with his prescription costs. "I feel like I've failed," he said. But here's what I told him. "You haven't failed. The system wasn't built for how long we're living now, and that's not your fault." Practical steps matter here. Something as simple as reviewing your insurance annually with a trusted friend or advisor if needed can uncover savings. Or downsizing with purpose. My Aunt Ruth moved to a smaller apartment and used the extra money to fund her dream of visiting every national park in her state. She rented an RV with a friend and took her time. No rush, no stress. That's the shift in mindset. It's not about having less. It's about making what you have worked harder for your joy. And let's talk about community resources. Did you know many towns offer discounted utilities for seniors? Or that some grocery stores have senior hours with extra discounts? It's like finding hidden trails in a familiar forest. You just need to know where to look. A phone call to your local area agency on aging can unlock more support than you'd imagine. This isn't about charity. It's about claiming what you've earned through decades of contributing to this world. Now, I won't pretend any of this is easy. Accepting help, stretching budgets, rebuilding social circles, it takes courage. But courage isn't the absence of fear. It's what happens when we say, "This is hard, but I'm still here, still trying." And here's the secret no one tells you. Every time you reach out, every time you adapt, you're showing the younger generations how to age with grace. You're leaving a roadmap for them. These realities, loneliness and financial strain, they're heavy, but they're also invitations. Invitations to simplify, to prioritize what truly matters, and to discover that even in the later chapters, there are new characters to meet and new plots to unfold. And as we navigate these waters together, remember, every storm you've weathered has made you wiser. Every challenge has given you tools. And those tools, they're not just for you. They're gifts you can share. You know, it's funny. Sometimes the things that nourish us most are the ones we've always taken for granted, like these fruits right here. They're not exotic or expensive, but together, they're like a symphony for your body. And the best part? Fitting them into your day can be as simple as, well, enjoying a slice of life. Let's talk about how to make these four friends, watermelon, pomegranate, blueberries, and oranges, work for you. Maybe you're thinking, sounds great, but where do I even start? How about breakfast? Toss blueberries and pomegranate seeds into your oatmeal, or blend watermelon and orange into a sunrise smoothie. Lunch? A spinach salad with orange slices and a sprinkle of walnuts. Dinner? Grill some salmon and serve it with a watermelon feta side. And dessert? Dark chocolate-dipped blueberries, anyone? It's not about overhauling your diet. It's about weaving these gems into what you already love. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but what if I'm on a budget? Or what if my store doesn't carry fresh pomegranates? Here's the thing, frozen berries are just as nutritious. Canned watermelon juice, no added sugar, works in a pinch. And oranges? They're available year-round. Adapt, improvise. This isn't about doing it perfectly. It's about doing it your way. Let's not forget why we're here. Circulation and connection. When your blood flows freely, you're not just warming your hands or easing those restless legs. You're fueling every heartbeat, every laugh, every quiet moment, holding hands with someone you love. It's not just about biology. It's about aliveness. And that aliveness, it's contagious. I'll never forget my friend Carl. At 68, he told me he'd resigned himself to just getting older. Then he started adding pomegranate to his morning yogurt and swapping soda for fresh orange juice. Within weeks, he said he felt like he'd unlocked a part of himself he'd forgotten. Now he's taking dance classes with his wife. Dance classes, all because he gave his body a little extra love. So here's my challenge to you. Pick one of these fruits this week, just one. Add it somewhere unexpected, a handful of blueberries in your pancake batter, a splash of pomegranate juice in your tea. Notice how you feel, warmer, lighter, more like you. That's your body saying thank you. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's your favorite way to enjoy these fruits? Or maybe you've already noticed a change since giving them a try. Share your stories in the comments. We're all in this together, learning and growing. And if you found this helpful, do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe. It helps us spread the word so more folks can discover how delicious aging vibrantly can be. Remember, friends, getting older isn't about slowing down. It's about savoring up every juicy bite, every shared smile, every sunrise you're here to see. So here's to your health, your joy, and all the sweet, unexpected moments still ahead. Cheers to you.